What happened to this? بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. عن أبي الدرداء رضي الله عنه قال: أتى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم رجل يشكو قسوة قلبه قال: أتحب أن يلين قلبك وتدرك حاجتك؟ ارحم اليتيم وامسح رأسه وأطعمه من طعامك يلين قلبك وتدرك حاجتك. رواه الطبراني. Sayyidina Abu Darda radiyallahu anhu narrated, a man came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam complaining about the hardening of his heart. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked him, would you like that your heart becomes soft and your needs are fulfilled? Then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if you like that, then show mercy to an orphan and wipe your hand over his head and give him food from your food. By doing so, your heart will become soft and your needs will be fulfilled. This is a very interesting story from the seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that a man came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam complaining about this feeling that he has been having, that he doesn't feel any sympathy for anyone. He doesn't have any empathy for anyone. That happens when your heart becomes hard, which is called qasawa in Arabic language. Qasawa, and it is mentioned in Quran as well, that there are some people whose hearts become so hard that they become completely negligent and ignorant of remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So one of the first effects of the hardening of your heart will be that you will not fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you will forget about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then obviously you will see the results of that hardening of your heart in your interactions with people as well. How you will interact with your spouse, how you will interact with your children, how you will interact with your friends, how you are going to interact with your siblings, how you are going to interact with your employees. There is going to be an obvious effect of the hardening of your heart in all the interactions that you have, starting from your spouse all the way down to even strangers. You're going on a bus and you will get angry at someone. You're going in a train and you'll get angry at someone. Little things will make you angry and will outrage you because your heart has become hard. So this is a big problem, and many people are suffering from that, but most people either don't know where to go, who to ask for help, or don't even realize that this is a problem that they're having. This is a spiritual disease that they're having. So this man came to the Prophet ﷺ and he said, Ya Rasulullah, I feel like my heart has become hard and I can feel the impact of that. So what can I do to get rid of that hardening of my heart and my heart becomes soft and I become remembrant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? So the Prophet ﷺ said, أَتُحِبُّ أَن يَلِينَ قَلْبُكَ وَتُدْرِكَ حَاجَتَكَ? If you like to have your heart become soft and your needs be fulfilled. What are your needs? Whatever your needs are. Whatever your desires are. If you want your needs to be fulfilled and if you want your heart to become soft, then do these three things. Number one, show mercy to an orphan. Number two, put your hand on the head of an orphan as a sign of mercy, as a sign of sympathy, as a sign of kindness, as a sign of love. Be shown to an orphan. And there are a lot of kids who are orphan in the world. A lot. We don't know, you don't know, I don't know, because we have no concern and we have no care. But there are a lot of children, not just here in America, but there are a lot of children outside of America who are orphan. An orphan is a child who has lost his father and they're still a child. They're still under the age of puberty. So the Prophet ﷺ said, first, irhamil yatim, show mercy to an orphan. Number two, wamsah ra'sa, wipe your hand over his head. Put your hand over the head of an orphan. You don't understand what is that going to do for an orphan when a mature person, when a person with power, with position, with status will show kindness to an orphan. It will show him that the world is not bereft of kindness. The world is not void of kindness and love. There are people who will still care for me. Because an orphan is a child. Whether it is a girl or a boy, they have lost the kindness of the father. They have lost the shade of their father. So now if someone else steps in and they start showing the similar kind of mercy to them, they will feel like, yes, I can do something good for this world as well. And it will give them that courage to grow up to be a good person, to be a strong person, and to be a good Muslim. And last thing, وَأَطْعِمْهُ مِنْ طَعَامِكَ, give him food from your food. Whatever you are eating. If you're eating a burger, give him a burger. If you're eating something else, give him something from the same food. Get him something similar, something that you are eating. Give him the same food as well. Because that will show him the value that he has. You're not, if you give an orphan inferior food, you're having something very expensive and you buy a $2 meal for an orphan and say, hey, here it is. It will show him he doesn't have the same value. He doesn't have the same kind of love that he deserves. No. You give him the same thing that you're having. It will show him that he is valued. And there are people who care for him. If you do these three things, the Prophet ﷺ makes you a promise. He says, يَلِنْ قَلْبُكَ وَتُدْرِكْ حَاجَتَكَ. Your heart will become soft. Don't do it just once. Do it as often as you can. Wherever you have the opportunity, do it. If you do these three things, your heart will become soft and your needs will be fulfilled by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.